Okay, today's June 11, 2014. Let's take a look at some of the stock here. I'm not going to go and talk about the market because the market, we got a little bit of a down day. You lose a few point here and there, but that shouldn't be a surprise to us, right? We're kind of expecting a little bit of a pullback. And if you want to see where are some of the support level or some of the target, I suggest that you go and take a look at the video that I posted yesterday. Because nothing really changed. It's just that we lose a few points here and there today. So unless something dramatically altered the landscape, then we have to go and readjust some of the support and resistance level and all those other good stuff. But since there's a just sort of repetitious for me to talk about the same thing, since there's not much change. So instead of using time for that kind of stuff, just go and look at some of the stock. And the first one that I want to go to is Qualcomm. If you recall a while back, I put down one of the candidates was Qualcomm to look at, in the semiconductor space. And we're basically looking at it to break this particular trend line here. And I was essentially looking for to break somewhere around these type of pivot here. And right now, essentially today, you see that it's actually a couple of days ago starting to break below this particular trend line. And maybe it's even try to hold on to the support here, although we got a little bounce here today. So essentially, the original plan or the what I was watching did not play out, and right now it's kind of basically you just have to wait for it to regroup and then see what transpires, and then if there's something developed, then we go back and revisit this particular possibility. But for now, it's pretty much off the watch list here. And then the other one is AMD. And AMD, I did post this last night on Twitter, and then I think sometime this morning I posted on StockTweet. And essentially, basically, I was looking at the this particular scenario regarding to AMD. And now, just a little disclosure, I do have a position on AMD, and essentially, we're looking for it to break about this 430 and then make it up to this 460 here. And this basically is a long, you can see that's quite a long-term trend line on this 460. And if we could break this baseline there, then I'm essentially looking for it to come up to this 50% retracement from this, Fibonacci retracement swing here. So essentially that will get it up to somewhere around this 508, and then we'll see how it react and where it go from there. Because still, a lot of time that on these kind of retracement, you probably see some a little bit of a resistance at the 50% point, and then maybe come back down and try to retest this, 38.2. Then it go to that and try to break this, 618, and maybe it come down and again, basically got a little resistance and come back down and test the 50% again before it make it up to the 78.6 and possibly get up and retrace this 100% retracement. I mean, that's the scheme. Sometimes that's how it, sort of zigzag its way up. But along the way, we can also see different pattern, different price action develop. Then we change the perspective on the way that we look at the price action. But for now, essentially, that's what I'm kind of looking at. The first thing is what to break this 430 and then come up to this 460. So if we take a look at on the daily chart here, you can see that it's this 430, right? Now, of course, I'm not waiting for that break to get into the position because I was basically looking at this particular wedge here. Okay, this trend line down here, and also this particular trend line, and essentially when it, broke this wedge here, then that kind of give me a signal to go and look at, for possible entry. So right now I'm basically just kind of waiting to see would it be able to break above this 430 and try to get up to this, this 460 area, which is, a little bit of a price gap here, this area here. Okay, there's a little gap here. So essentially, it's trying to get into this area. So, so this is the somewhere around that 460 baseline that I'm looking at. And if we could break through that, then I basically will also look at this 50% retracement level. Okay, so that's AMD. And then next one I want to look at is price line. And if we take a look at price line here, let me kind of expand this a little bit. So price line got this trend line coming down, and it booked this trend line here. So if you're lucky to caught the move here, then you should be already have taken profit, or at least scale some out when it get up here or when it retrace back down here. Okay, so but right now for another trade, you could see there is a little bit of like a flag here. Let me take out some of these stuff here, and then we go back and take a look at that. So essentially, right now we're looking at this particular flag. It looks like it's developing a little bit of a bull flag, right? And this seems to sort of breaking out today. But also again, be aware of this little price gap here because although it is a little bit about this price gap, but anything could happen with this consolidation phase or a little bit of a pullback if the market just kind of yank it a little bit on the downside. It might pull this price line down and try to fill this gap. So when you set a stop, make sure you keep that aware, keep that in the back of your mind here because it's also somewhere near this 50-day moving average as well. Okay, so yeah, you essentially could, play this bull flag, and if we use this as a flag here and do a little bit of a major move, and if this is our flagpole, and we do this, so again, you see this 100% retracement on this flagpole is pretty much near the previous high here, essentially up here somewhere. Right? And even at the 618, it's pretty much at this little pivot here, this 1318 level. Okay, so there's certainly some upside movement here, and even if we are looking at, let me take this out, uh, and even if we look at it like a price channel here, oops, let me do this, and if we kind of get a trace out here, you can see that if price come back up on this price channel, we're essentially looking at somewhere around, these kind of pivot level here. Right? Okay, so that's price line, and then the other one is VMW, VMware. Remember a while back I put out this chart and talked about this bear flag with this bear flag potential major move down to the 78 area here. But right now you can see that it's been kind of chasing on this rising channel for quite a while. Although today, it kind of broke below this trend line a little bit, but it actually closed back up above that or right at it. And also you can see that the 20 EMA it's kind of been rising. It's kind of flat. Although the 50-day is coming down, but I wouldn't be surprised that it might do a little bit of a fake out, that kind of break down a little bit and then get back up, sneak back up on that, on that rising channel. Because the other things that I'm watching is EMC, because EMC own a great percentage of VMW. So you look at this, EMC is actually pretty, bullish here. Because if we look at this price channel here, right, you can see that this trend line here, we see some support level. And if we get this price channel, you can see that actually you have the possibility to come back up to this pivot level. Okay, and if you also look at the way that like a bull flag, all right, let me take some of these trend line out, and if we look at this as a flag here, okay, and with this as the pole, so we could see a little bit of a projection of a major move. Okay, again at the 618 it's pretty close to this pivot level here, and here at the 786, which is close to 80%, is up somewhere around here. Okay, then on 100%, we essentially talk about maybe a little bit of at this level here. So there's certainly some upside for EMC, and that's why I kind of a little bit cautious about going on looking at VMW, or continue to look at VMW as a bear flag, on this particular formation here. So I would rather go and just focus on EMC instead of VMW because it's just too many doubt on this thing, right? Okay, so. And then the next one is network appliance. Network appliance, you can see this long-term trend line coming down and actually broke through that and then came back down and tried to hold support here. So essentially, we got this little pullback, and this could be a little bit of a flag as well, right? So if I go in, so essentially, first of all, is this trend line here. You got this little support here, okay? And if we want to look at it as a little bit of a price channel, we could also kind of project this, up here, and even at this pivot level here, we essentially could get within this, channel, okay, the upper trend line there. But then again, if we look at just purely on a support, playing sort of a bounce off of support here. You can see that here's the engulfing candle, right? Okay, with two inside bar there. So if we break above this here engulfing candle, that could give us a signal for us to go and look for a long entry, and we probably could, put a little bit of a stop underneath this, trend line, and also this the low of this particular candle. Okay, so that way then we could play this, possibly like a bull, bull flag, and play that thing back up. So let's say we have this thing here, okay, and then we use this measure move, okay. So again, 618 is pretty close to this pivot, but if it's at 80% point, okay, or even at 100% point, essentially we come back up to these little support area or resistance level here. Okay, so that might be a interesting candidate to kind of keep an eye on. And then there's this Viva. I think it's a little bit information system for medical record or something like that. But anyway, it's on one of my lists, and it's kind of piqued my interest when I saw this here, because again, we got these little support area here, right? Found a little support, and then also here you could it could be forming a inverted head and shoulder if it break above here. Let's say come up here, okay. So that's a little bit interesting. If it is a head and shoulder, then we're looking at the projected move. If we measure this, and that will bring it up to this area here, about 2946. So around the 2950 area, where this particular pivot high and pivot low here. So that's a little bit of an interesting play. And again, you could see that you could see this little pullback and then come back up, and it's also above this 50-day moving average, with the 20-year May kind of coming up to cross the 50-day moving average. So it might be something you want to keep an eye on. And if you're a little bit aggressive trader, you don't have to wait until it come up and break this breakout to enter. You could use this area here to sort of scale in, maybe set up a partial position, and then as it move up to this break area, and if it break out, then you basically sort of add to the full size or something like that. Or who knows, if you play it right, you could even start scaling out profit up here. Okay, so it's all depending on what your trading style is. Okay, and then the other one is the GT Advanced Technology. Okay, and this guy that making the sapphire thin film coating for the iPhone or whatever. Okay, what piques me is the this inverted head and shoulder here. Okay, by the way, just a little disclosure, I do have a position on this one as well as with AMD. Okay, so you can see there's a little bit of an inverted head and shoulder, and here's the little baseline, the neckline for breaking it. Okay, so you can see that there's a little trend line down here as well. Right, so and if we did the measure move, using this head here as the the measure projection, basically somewhere around at 100%, 22 and a quarter, and then on the 80% is somewhere around that 21 and a quarter. Okay. Then finally, the Amberella, that's the one that making these camera sensor chip for the GoPro camera, and also for the Google glasses, I believe. So this is also another interesting one, because you can see that the price kind of found some support on this trend line here, after this major decline, right? Okay, and it's kind of broke through this, right? Okay, so right now we're essentially looking for it to come up and break above this sort of like a cup and handle pattern, right? Okay, so if we could get that and do a little bit of a projected move here, this little cup and handle, right? And we can see that 100%. It will basically get up to this $32. So it'll be somewhere around these particular level here, even at 618. We're basically talking about maybe getting up here to this particular resistance level. So those are the few stocks that it might be interesting to keep an eye on. I don't know, how many of these are you already looking at or trading it. So hopefully today haven't been too spooky for you, and I hope tomorrow be a profitable day for you. Good luck.